Unrivaled just lost 65% of its audience in a single year. The same WNBA players who were threatening to strike just last month are now scrambling to play for their old salaries. This isn't speculation. This is an empire collapsing in real time, and I'm about to show you exactly how it all fell apart.
I've been telling you guys there is no interest in pretend basketball. I have been telling you guys for years, as the mainstream media has intentionally lied to us. These elite athletes are amazing! This is the best basketball in the world!
The numbers don't lie, and they're absolutely brutal. Unrivaled Season 2 opened on TNT to just 107,000 viewers. Last year, opening night pulled 313,000. That's not a dip. That's a full-on nosedive off a cliff. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Women's basketball just found out the hard way that its only true draw is irreplaceable.
Of Unrivaled, opening night. They averaged 107,000 viewers on TNT. That is a 65% decline compared to last year.
Because when Caitlin Clark isn't on your screen, nobody's watching. Not Angel Reese, not Paige Buchers, not Aja Wilson, whatever version of her name we're using this week. Unrivaled is paying Paige Buchers $348,000 to pull in just 17,000 viewers. Do the math on that business model. I'll wait. TNT spent millions promoting this league. Mainstream media told us women's basketball was exploding. They sold a narrative that elite athletes automatically deserve our attention and our money. But then the audience spoke, and what they said was devastating. We don't want more women's basketball. We want less. Now let's talk about why Unrivaled really exists. On the surface, it was sold as leverage, options for WNBA players so they could demand better contracts. Noble idea, right? Except there's one fatal flaw. Your backup plan actually has to work. Unrivaled was supposed to be the ace in the hole during negotiations. Players would walk into the boardroom knowing they had somewhere else to go. They'd threaten to leave. They'd demand 30% of gross revenue. They'd stand firm because Unrivaled would catch them if they fell. But Unrivaled isn't catching anyone. It's falling even faster than they are. The CBA deadline was supposed to be today. It's obviously not happening. And here's where things get truly wild. After months of tough talk, after threatening to strike and promising to stand united, WNBA players are now considering playing under the old CBA. The same deal they called insulting. The same crumbs they said weren't enough.
Months now. WNBA players have publicly claimed that we are standing firm. We are fighting for our right to be overpaid. We are fighting for our right to be compensated with money we have no way of earning.
How do you go from demanding millions to accepting pesos in less than 2 months? I'll tell you exactly how. You lose your leverage. Every time Unrivaled posts another embarrassing rating, WNBA players lose negotiating power. Every time TNT executives look at those numbers and question their investment, the player's position gets weaker. The NBA offered them 50% of net revenue, the money left after expenses. Sounds reasonable for a league that's been losing money for 30 years straight, right? But the players said no. They want 30% of gross revenue, the total before a single expense is subtracted. Under that demand, the league would lose $700 million. That's more than it's lost in its entire 3-decade existence. Let that sink in. The league is offering million-dollar contracts. That's literally what the players originally asked for. But now they're so dug in, so convinced of their own valuation, that they'd rather go back to their old salaries than accept the deal they demanded in the first place. And here's the reality check. The electric company doesn't accept beliefs as payment. Your landlord doesn't care about your principals when rent is due. And you know what's beautiful about all of this? The market is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's telling the truth. All those glowing articles about women's basketball growth, an illusion. All those claims about new stars emerging, fiction. The growth was never real. It wasn't an explosion. It was going from nothing to slightly more than nothing while the media dressed it up as a revolution. Now think about what playing under the old CBA actually means. WNBA players could strike at any moment, without notice, and the league has zero incentive to rush negotiations. Why would they? The product on the court already damages the brand. Let the players walk. Let them prove how replaceable they really are. See what happens. Here's what nobody's saying out loud, but everyone knows. The only thing keeping the WNBA alive is NBA subsidies. Billionaire owners have been patient. They've poured millions into a league that delivers losses, complaints, and constant instability. But patience isn't infinite, and now with Unrivaled proving there is no real alternative market for these players, that patience is being tested. Nafisa Collier can talk about sustainability all she wants. Brianna Stewart can sell Unrivaled as the future. But when your opening night loses 65% of an already mediocre audience, the writing isn't just on the wall, it's screaming. TNT can't keep throwing money at a product that can't even draw flies to fresh garbage. The WNBA has one edge over startup leagues: longevity. 30 years of losses kept alive by the NBA. But surviving isn't thriving. And now, with every alternative league failing, WNBA players should be grateful for what they have. Instead, they're demanding more from a system that's already giving them everything. Project Paulson, or whatever the next league is, won't save them either. Investors keep making the same mistake. They think the product is good but undermarketed. They think with enough promotion, with the right platform, women's basketball will find its audience. They're wrong. The audience has seen this product over and over, and they've rejected it every single time. Paige Buchers is the perfect example of fake stardom, one of the highest paid players in Unrivaled, constantly hyped by media as the next big thing. But just 107,000 people tuned in to watch her. That's a college volleyball game. That's minor league baseball on a Tuesday afternoon. That's not a star. It's a marketing campaign pretending to be a star. The WNBA Players Union made a catastrophic miscalculation. They assumed Caitlin Clark's popularity meant the entire league was rising. They assumed one generational talent justified generational salaries for everyone else. They convinced themselves correlation equals causation, and now they're paying the price. Now reality is hitting them harder than a Brittany Greer elbow to the face. If the 2026 season goes forward under the old CBA, watch how fast the narrative flips. The same players preaching solidarity will be first in line taking individual deals. The same athletes demanding equity will realize equity means splitting pennies. When beliefs don't pay the mortgage, beliefs get flexible real fast. And let's address the elephant in the room. The NBA doesn't need the WNBA, not for publicity, not for social credit, not for anything. It's charity dressed as a partnership. The moment it stops being worth the hassle, it ends. WNBA players keep acting like they have leverage. They don't. They have the illusion of leverage, and that illusion is shattering with every Unrivaled broadcast. Mainstream media won't tell you this. They'll keep pushing the narrative, pretending growth is happening, calling mediocre players elite athletes. But the ratings don't care about narratives. The audience doesn't care about agendas. And the market? It sure as hell doesn't care about feelings. Unrivaled's failure isn't just one league collapsing. It proves something far bigger. Women's basketball as a commercial product has a ceiling. That ceiling is Caitlin Clark. Without her, you get 107,000 viewers on a major network. With her, you get numbers that actually matter. Remove her, and the entire ecosystem collapses back to irrelevance. So here's what happens next. WNBA players either accept something close to the old CBA, or they strike and get replaced. Unrivaled either shuts down after this season or limps along, burning investor money until someone pulls the plug. The media keeps lying about growth that isn't happening, and a year from now, we'll be having this exact same conversation because nothing fundamentally changed. The house of cards is falling. The emperor has no clothes. Pick your metaphor, they all apply. Women's basketball was handed a golden opportunity with Caitlin Clark. Instead of building around her, they resented her. Instead of capitalizing on real interest, they demanded fake interest count the same. Now, they're learning the lesson the market always teaches.